should start on time. So thank you all for being here. Our heads of department are here. A few of our colleagues have also graced us with their presence. I know how very valuable your time is. You have very hectic schedules, but the fact that you are able to join us today really means a great deal to us. We usually hold this virtual catch-up with our graduate students at least once every semester, despite the million and one things that we are all juggling. And it's sometimes very difficult to just, pause and breathe and, just send a few encouraging words to each other in our academic journey. So we really try as much as we can to do this at least once every semester. And this is also to let everyone know, particularly our graduate students, those who have joined us just recently, and those who have already been with us for a few years now, that we do care about each and every one of you. We are very happy that you are part of the CEDU family and that we are eagerly looking forward to the many, many great things that you will be doing with your professional lives. We know how wide-eyed and reflective and intentional you are in ensuring that what you have learned in our virtual classrooms thus far, because we haven't been seeing each other face to face for the past several semesters now, will translate to some extent in your classroom practice or in the way that maybe you lead your team, your organizations within your capacity as leaders or educators in your respective fields. We are also wide-eyed in anticipation because we are very confident that you will all be able to realize your goals and do meaningful initiatives, maybe not just in the future, maybe you're already doing it now, be it through academic research or even revitalizing your pedagogies in service of the community and the many students whose lives will be deeply impacted by your presence and by your vision. So when things become difficult, and I assure you that they will be, because getting a PhD and a master's degree is not easy, do remind yourselves every now and again why you do what you do. So if you hold on to that, we are hoping that all of your sleepless nights, all of your revisions, all of your struggles in reading journal articles, slogging through your writing, not to mention the time that you are spending away from your family, from your children, from your friends, from your work, would all be worth it. So that is my introductory and welcome remarks to all of you. And as you can see in our program, our dean sends her apologies that she will not be able to join us today because if we are doing 1,001 things, she's doing 1,000,001 things. But rest assured that she would have been so happy to greet all of you and to say a few words on her behalf. Let's have Dr. Hala welcome you all. Go ahead, Dr. Hala.
Thank you, Dr. Myra, and good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of the College of Education, I'm honored to welcome you all to the virtual catch-up meeting. It does not need to be said, it's a privilege, right, for all of us to have college administrators, faculty members, graduate students, all here with us at this meeting. As a graduate student, you are an important part of our university community. With great excitement, we really request you will be more involved and to contribute significantly to your department, college, and the university community. The road that lies ahead will not be easy. And as Dr. Myra said, being as the graduate students, definitely you are going to face a number of obstacles. But remember, you are not alone on this. We are all here to support you. We will do our best to support you to learn new skills and to be equipped with the necessary tools to tackle your future. Remember, being a graduate student is not an end goal in itself. It is instead a part of a new journey of your life. Life is a journey, and all accomplishments we achieve during this course should be taken as starting points for further achievements. I hope you'll find this meeting interesting and worthwhile. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank my colleagues for their great contributions and support to our graduate students. And of course, a special thank will go to Professor Myra the Assistant Dean for Research and Graduate Studies, for organizing this important meeting. Thank you very much, and you all have a good afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hala. So I will be serving as the MC or the moderator for today's program. And now it is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Ali Shahade, our Master of Education Coordinator, to say a few words, to say hello to all of you. Go ahead, Dr. Ali.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mayra. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming to this meeting. I'll have a few remarks, 2 or 3 general ones, and then a few ones are related to the Master of Education program students in particular. My general remarks, the first one is that I'm quite happy about your progress. The reports I'm hearing from you, oral and written, are quite supportive and quite positive. And I hope your studies are moving on smoothly and well. However, if you have any issues or any problems, please let us know in the Assistant Dean for Research and Graduate Studies Office, myself, Dr. Mayra, and Hawa, and of course, Dr. Hassan. So if you have any issues, please let us know. But I'm happy that what I'm hearing is that you are doing very well. Now I have a few remarks for the Masters of Education students in particular. It is quite possible to move between Plan A, the full-time, and the Plan B, which is a flexible plan for master students. So you can move anytime between Plan A and Plan B, provided that the courses you would like to enroll on, they are offered. We cannot offer courses they are not offered in their original semester. But if they are offered, then you are welcome to add courses, to move away courses, and so on. And in particular for the cohort 2021 students, it is now time for you to make a decision on the concentration you would like to take. Remember, I mentioned to you during the interview that towards the middle or second half of the first semester, you need to make a decision with respect to the particular concentration and the track within the concentration you would like to take. It could be either special education or foundation of education or curriculum and instruction. And remember, within curriculum instruction, you have 5 tracks: English, Arabic, math, social, and social studies. And it is the department's responsibility to assign to you advisors and supervisors. Of course, you could consult with us anytime for advice and for guidance, and I will be happy to do that. But at the end of the day, it is the department's responsibility to assign supervisors. And of course, it depends on the number of students per supervisor. And again, I'd like to talk to the 2021 cohort. I will get back to you sometime in spring, late February, early March, to advise you on how to choose between thesis and non-thesis options. I have been asked quite often, and usually I give an orientation for every cohort on the choice between thesis and non-thesis. Now, please try to attend, because sometimes I see students come to me and ask me questions months and semesters after that orientation. And I said I did not attend, and I missed it, and I got into trouble, and then now I'd like to move between this and that. I say, you can do that, but you will lose the money you paid for what you have paid for the thesis, for example, and the time. So it would be good to take the right decision at the right time. So like I said, I will be given an orientation in late February, early March. Of course, I will let you know, we'll send you an email, and the time should be convenient for everyone. And then the PowerPoint presentation and the recording will be available to you afterwards. And again, some students ask me about the fellowship. The fellowship and the tuition waiver, they are available on a limited scale. Usually after you finish the first 12 credit hours and your GPA is excellent, and when I say excellent, it is a 3.70 and above, you are eligible to apply for the Chancellor's Fellowship. And if you get it, you will have 50% discount on the remaining of your other credit hours, provided that you maintain an excellent GPA. However, this is not all the time secure. It depends on the budget, it depends on the availability, and the number of applications, and so on. but you are not losing anything. Do apply. All right, most probably you will get it. All right, and if you do not get it the first time, try to reapply again the following semester. So the university is quite supportive here. And the final thing I'd like to, this is directed to people who are about to graduate. Please just look at the calendar for the College of Graduate Students and listen to calendar. In particular, if you are graduating at the fourth semester, this one, you should have applied for graduation back in, I think, on the 16th of September. And dissertation should reach me from your supervisor around this time of the semester, so that you graduate in the fall. Now, if you are graduating in the spring semester, you should apply for graduation by the 10th of February, anytime before, by the 10th of February, so that defense is by the 24th of April. Hawa already sent you the calendar, and I'll be happy to resend that to you. The point is that if you do not apply for graduation in time, you will have problems in applying. We need to apply for that. We need to do that for you manually, and probably the College of Graduate Studies and registration might reject that. And make sure that you are ready to graduate. If you are not ready to graduate, do not apply. Again, that will cause you trouble. So consultation and deliberation with your supervisor, you know when to graduate. And of course, if you need my advice, my guidance, or anything like me to tell you about it, I'll be more than happy to do that. All right, I'm done. Thank you very much, Dr. Myra. And anytime if you need any clarifications or any queries, we are more than happy to help. Thank you.
That is so great. Thank you so much, Dr. Ali. Always on point, as per usual, with all of the needed information conveyed and communicated to our students. As I have mentioned in the chat box as well, it's very, very important for everyone to please regularly check your emails. All of these dates, the schedule, the announcements are usually sent via email. So if you do check it regularly and put it in your calendar the minute that you receive it, hopefully that will make it easier for you to keep track of what needs to be tracked in terms of your progress. Okay, so now it is my absolute pleasure to introduce to everyone Dr. Khalifa Al-Suwaidi, our Master of Education, Educational Innovation Coordinator. Hi, Dr. Khalifa.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I'll try to make it very short. What is unique in this program? Because this is a good question, might be asked by a good number of the students. First of all, it's the only program that's offered in Arabic language. And I'm saying that because we did receive a good number of applicants, and they were unknowing that it's in Arabic, and they had to withdraw their applications. So it's totally in Arabic. This is number one. Second, it's offered in Arabic in Dubai. We have a center here in Dubai where this program is offered in. And I'm saying that because, again, some of the applicants were from Al Ain, and unknowing that it's in Dubai, they have registered and they completed everything, and then they had to withdraw their application again because of that reason. So it's in Dubai and it's in Arabic. And I don't know whether should I unveil the new method that we are going to introduce the program through, where we are trying to offer it for the next batch in fall 22, where the student will study a single subject for 40 days. And after that, they will go for the second subject instead of going with the term or semester policy, where the student will register in 2 or 3 courses. So if anybody interested to join the program in the future, I think I will be available to say more when we divide it into sections. But this is in short what is the program is. It's totally, as I said, it's the aim of the program is to be and to have more innovations in the area of education, either for teachers or for school admin. That's in short, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Khalifa. So as befitting the coordinator of the Educational Innovation Program, Dr. Khalifa is always thinking of innovative ways to also implement or at least well, hold the program in a very different way. So pending approval, definitely this is something that we are very excited to start working on by fall 2022. So if you have colleagues in your respective schools, school leaders in your respective schools who would like to join the Master of Educational Innovation Program, please do have them communicate directly to Dr. Khalifa. All right, thank you so much, Dr. Khalifa. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Hassan. Professor Hassan, it's your turn now.
Thank you, Dr. Myra. Hello, everybody. A special welcome to our students and a special welcome also to our PhD student. I've said many things last time, and this time I'm going to repeat some of them and make it short, as Dr. Khalifa said. I echo all the points mentioned by Dr. Myra and Dr. Ali about the progress, about things that have to be done as a graduate student. I would like to see you as a graduate student, particularly a PhD student, in the college very often, because we are not only earning a PhD in education, but we want to also to earn something in professionalism. So being around the college, I think it will benefit you in order to finish and to complete your work as a PhD or master student, as well as you grow professionally, because being mingled and mixed up with colleagues from different persuasions and from different backgrounds, I think it will benefit you and make you more scholarly oriented person and become more professional. So if you have any spare time or not even spare time, you can adjust your time to spend some time in the college, talking to other people, getting some answers to your questions and so forth. This is really helpful as a student. When we are a student, we will always stick with the college and in the environment of the college rather than at home, so that we can benefit, we can take some advice, learn a few things from others. This is in a general sense. In the specific tense, I would like to say we are very pleased at the PhD level. We have 3 students now waiting for defense. This is very good for us. So in this semester, most likely we will graduate 3 PhD students. Now they completed everything and waiting just for their examination. So this is a very good news for others to also to be motivated to see their colleague now graduating. So just to mention that this is one of the things that will be happy when you see your student graduated. The other thing is, as Dr. Ali said, I would like to also emphasize the importance of getting into your email regularly and frequently. Getting into the calendar of the graduate studies is very, very important. I thought about preparing some questions and ask you, whoever answer the question, I'll give them prize about the events that are coming up next month. So most students, they do not know what's happening next month. You should know, as a graduate student, you should know, because you should consult the calendar from very often, because there are deadlines to meet. Remember, only I think last week or so, somebody sent me a progress report for the fall to sign. And I think that's not a good sign, because we have definite dates for progress report, for example, on which you can see your, you can register your next courses and so on. If you do not submit your progress report, you will miss your courses. You will not be able to register for the other courses. So make sure that you keep the deadline. Make sure that you observe the things mentioned in the calendar from time to time in order to just complete what's required from you. I will imagine now we are coming to December, where the progress report is very due. So you need to think from now on the things, your achievement, and the things that you want to put in the report, because that report is very useful for us and very useful for you and your supervisor, so that you can, identify the things that you need to do better and identify the path for your graduation. So make sure that you submit your progress report on time. The other thing is the activities within the college. There are so many activities in the college. We would like to see more students joining these activities. For example, workshops on things like the last one, it was on the APA citations, edition 7. There are a few students attended, but it was very useful. There are other also teaching academy, things like that. So you need to be very involved in order to benefit and to strengthen your position and strengthen your background as a professional person. I think this is the only thing that I want to mention, Dr. Myra, at this point, because we have recently talked to them about the requirement, about the life in the college, and about everything they know. I'll make myself available to answer all questions regarding the PhD. And if you have any questions, just contact me by email, by phone, by anything. Thank you very much and wish you all the best. Dr. Myra.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Professor Hassan. So we will have time for a breakout a little bit later. I shared the Zoom breakout links on the chat box. So you will have an opportunity to really have a more intimate conversation with the specific professors, heads of department, and coordinators of specializations within your respective fields a little bit later, once the main program is over. But now, it really gives me wonderful pleasure to introduce not just faculty members, but graduate students. I know that you would like to hear from fellow students about their own experience, about the challenges that they have faced, about the opportunities that have been given to them as well, and maybe some tips, some reminders or guidelines that they felt were useful to them and would most likely be useful to you as well as graduate students. So I'm really very pleased and very happy that Ayjan Shomotova, Basma Ali Abri, and Iman Suwasi from the Master of Education program have all agreed to say a few words to share their experiences with us. Yes, you can share your screen, Basma. Yep, so let me stop my screen. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
There you go. So I have stopped my screen sharing. You can now share your screen.
Okay, let's wait, Basma. Right, we can see it, Basma. Thank you, dear. Hi, everyone again. Good afternoon, dear students, dear faculty member. Thank you so much for inviting us to be part of this fascinating virtual meeting. I will start first. My name is Ayjan Shomotova, and I'm an international student here from Kazakhstan. Currently, I'm a PhD candidate in leadership and policy studies. This is my third year in my fifth semester, full-time student. I did my bachelor's in Kazakhstan and master's in Shanghai, China. However, doctoral studies at your university is an absolutely unique experience. First of all, it's a fantastic achievement to be part of such a great academic community. Our college, the College of Education, is founded on the shoulders of best faculty with the leadership of the most outstanding people. Our professors have been supporting, inspiring, and empowering us, graduate students. Alhamdulillah, I'm thankful for their generous support and guidance. So I'm right in the middle of this journey. However, I already have a feeling of fulfillment from this educational experience. An interesting fact that our cohort was last one who had face-to-face sessions before the pandemic. But then a COVID outbreak emerged, so we had to transfer to online learning and adapt to new normal conditions. We never expected it back then. However, no matter what happens in the world, guys, how challenging it might be, people of this college are always there to support you, help you, and understand you. They made our studies a fascinating experience. Finally, you learn and grow personally and professionally throughout the years. However, the most important thing is that you become a scholar, a researcher, and you can make your own impact by producing a little knowledge and contributing to the field. This knowledge can be a novelty or foundation for further research. And that's a fantastic, research process where knowledge production never stops. So dear faculty members, thank you for making our graduate studies memorable. And I wish my colleagues and future students enjoy every moment of this unique experience with no worries and have fruitful outcomes that will benefit our college, university, community, society, and everyone. Thank you so much. Now I'm giving the floor to Basma.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Can everybody hear me? Okay, great, perfect. My name is Basma Abdullah. I'm a very, very proud PhD candidate at UAE University. focusing on curriculum and instruction and under the supervision of Dr. Ali Shahada. I'm also an instructor of English communications at the Higher Colleges of Technology. I have a Bachelor of Arts in English and a Master's in Educational Management and Policy, and another Master's in Instructional Technology. I'm married, I have 4 kids, with the 5th one on the way. And so I can honestly say that the PhD journey has been a roller coaster of stress, anxiety, self-doubt, but also getting a chance to explore new ways of thinking, transformational knowledge, working with academics and like-minded individuals whose sole purpose is to research, whose sole purpose is to just make things better. And that is what has kept me going. Thank you.
Thank you, Aizan, and thank you, Basma.
Hello,
Thank you, Dr. Ali.
Thank you.
my name is Iman Dauswaisi. I'm from Libya, a student of Masters in English Curriculum and Instruction. This is my 4th year and 8th semester. So I would like to start by saying hello to everyone. Good afternoon to all of you. I'm a graduate of Al-Ain University in the year of 2014. I majored in English language teaching education. I graduated with honors, alhamdulillah, and got first place for best portfolio presented in the graduation. I was also a main representative of the English College of Education for the official meeting with ACDE and a member of the Speaking and Reading Club. As I mentioned in the beginning, I am a member, I started my Master's of Education program in 2018, majoring in English Curriculum and Instruction under the supervision of Dr. Ali Shahade. I am currently in my last stages of working on my thesis. I am also an English teacher with 7 years experience, both in Al-Ain and Dubai. Thank you. We can move on now to our recommendations that we would like to give the fresh and new graduate students. I would like to start with the first point, which is planning your research topic. From my experience, of course, I would like to advise master students not to choose their topic of research just based on the word of mouth. I think a student should choose their topic based on her interest in the topic and her knowledge. You need to know about your topic. You need to have some kind of understanding to be able to really get into it. If not, then I think you should not rush into selecting your research topic until guided by your advisor. Of course, I would like to add as well that the best way to learn about any topic is through reading. Guided reading with the help of your supervisor or advisor is very important to familiarize yourself with any topic. The second recommendation I would like to talk about is managing your time efficiently. So, of course, as a master student, time is a very important aspect of your study, especially when you get to the stage of starting your thesis. So utilize your time, especially if you have other commitments. Like myself, I am a working mother and a student as well. So taking advantage of my free time and managing my time correctly is very necessary to make sure I don't fall behind with my work. Life is full of surprises. So never sit back and think, I still have enough time. You never know what might come up later. Make sure to always write or read when you get the time. Of course, writing always depends on the state of mind. So when you're in the right mood, you feel like you can accomplish a lot and feel productive. Other times you might feel stuck and you can't get a lot of writing done. So always manage your time correctly, work twice as hard when you get some extra time in your hands. And finally, I would like to say, it's going to be a journey full of experience and hard work. So fasten your seatbelts and enjoy the ride. Thank you. I give the floor to Aizan. Basma.
Thank you, Iman. Thank you so much. Yeah, we just came up with a general recommendation, but this is not the final list, guys. Of course, there are many more recommendations that can each student, PhD or master student can share, right? So we have our different individual cases. Another point that we would like to share is to focus on other topics, research topics, and develop them throughout the semesters. You will have different courses in research methods, and they will require you to have to write the papers, practice, all right? So, and you will collect the data. So don't leave those data, don't leave the papers, on the shelves. Try to develop them further, try to come up. I mean, even if it's gonna take you a couple of years, but you should finalize it, don't leave them, all right? Continue to find out maybe something different about your research final topic. So try other disciplines to combine education with multiple disciplines. It can work as well, so we can be supportive in that as well. Keep learning on all necessary research skills. There are so many skills, trust me. So within the first 2 years, you may identify what you know and you don't know. For example, statistics, we don't like numbers and so on. However, all the skills, academic writing, literature review, statistics, research methods, different number of skills you might need to improve and to work on this before by the actual, your research proposal. Okay, Basma will continue the last 2 points.
Thank you very much, Aizan. I'm going to give you the first piece of advice, and if my supervisor is listening, he might laugh. Just because I'm giving this advice does not mean I take this advice, but it's still very good advice. Give yourself deadlines, soft and hard deadlines. Your soft deadlines are the ones that you give for yourself privately to manage all the other things you have to do with your life, your family commitments, your committee meetings, your advising sessions, your tutorials, your kids, and your work. So just for you to mentally, keep yourself motivated, but also to know how much time you have left. And then the hard deadline is the one that's non-negotiable. It's the one that if you miss, then you're always going to be playing catch up. The second advice, I think, is much more important. And I think this week is Mental Health Awareness Week, so it's timely. Family is important, your faith is important, your work is important, your career and your studies, if you're a student or a researcher, are all very important. And I think generally for academics, it's very hard for us to stop focusing on our work. It's very hard for us to get out of the zone of working or to get out of our PhD cave. And because I experienced such a bad breakdown at the end of our comprehensive exam last year, I discovered that at UAE University, we have such an amazing support system. So make sure every once in a while you reach out to your advisor, you reach out to your friends, your colleagues, other people who are going through the same stresses that you're going through. Take a break and then bury your head at work again. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you to all 3 of you. Very beautiful words. And I'm sure our faculty members are also very moved by your sharing. Mental health is extremely important to all of us, which is precisely the reason why we're doing these virtual catch-up events in the first place, to really reach out to you, to let you know that despite the distance, despite the fact that we don't see each other face to face, we do care deeply about your well-being. And we hope that you're able to also form a community, albeit virtual, with your colleagues, with your cohorts, and maybe reach out to those who are maybe coming from different cohorts, different specializations as well. It's important for us to build that community. So lastly, we now invite Ms. Hawa, our indefatigable Ms. Hawa, to share with us some reminders and announcements about deadlines that you need to be mindful of. Ms. Hawa?
Yes, Dr. Mayra. Hello. Just I want to remind the master students in cohort 2021 to provide me with their concentration, as our office need to communicate with department chairs to ask them assign advisor for these students. So please provide me with this information by this week. And as Dr. Ali said, for students who are expected to graduate this semester, they have to apply for graduation through e-service as this important step to complete graduation process. That's it, and thank you for you.
That was very short and sweet. Thank you, Ms. Hawa. I know that the registration process has already started. I know that most of you should already be made aware that the Degree Works is open. So Ms. Hawa will be on leave sometime next month. So my recommendation, dear ladies and gentlemen who are enrolled in the graduate program, try as much as you can to register for all the courses that you need within this period, hopefully until the end of October, because otherwise it might be a little more difficult for you to seek for administrative assistance eventually. Although, of course, there will be someone who will be taking over Ms. Hawa during that period, but I really would strongly advise you to put everything in order within the month and make sure that you follow your study plan very, very closely. All right, so before I invite the graduate students to proceed to their breakout sessions, and I have already keyed in the chat box the Zoom meeting links. Maybe last few words from our graduate program coordinators and maybe heads of department about some of the things that our graduate students shared with us and their pieces of advice to their fellow graduate students. Dr. Mohammed?
Yes, Dr. Hala. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much. I think this is a great gathering. Thank you, Dr. Myra. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, our colleagues. And my only advice, actually, after everything you've said, try to work with your advisor on research as early as possible. Try to identify a topic that you think you're interested in and try to work on your research. And I think also it's a part of the requirements if you have a fellowship or you have a scholarship to publish minimum two research study. So I would suggest you start early so you don't get overwhelmed at the end and then you find yourself you're really behind. And this is the only advice. And I think we have a great students, and alhamdulillah. And I wish them all the best, inshallah. Thank you, Dr. Myra, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mohammed. Anyone else who would like to say a few words? I think it's very refreshing to hear it from the graduate students themselves rather than us, preaching and always saying all of these things about, managing your time well and things like that. It's really refreshing to have you say those words. Anyone else from our... Yes, please.
Hello,
go ahead.
hi everybody. I wanted just to say welcome to everybody. So some of you we saw at the interviews, especially in the PhD program for curriculum instruction. So I just wanted to take the opportunity to welcome you properly because we haven't really had much opportunity to see each other around, and to say that I wish you all the best. And if you need anything, my door is always open, so you can just email me or you can pop in and see me in the college. Good luck, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Rachel. So Dr. Rachel is the chair of the Curriculum and Instruction Department. Anyone else? Dr. Hala?
Yes, Dr. Myra, I just want to say one thing for the new master's students in the area of special education. For me to be able to assign for them the appropriate advisor, I will need to know your area of interest. At the Department of Special Education, we have faculty members who are expert in a variety of areas, gifted and talented, mild, moderate disabilities, severe disabilities, and so on. So if you can identify your area, that will be, a great help to you and to us, so we can be able, to find for you the appropriate advisor. Thank you.
Please also do that for curriculum instruction as well.
No, don't do it. Don't do it to curriculum.
Tell me what you're most interested in, and then I can put you with the right person. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dr. Khalifa, you have your hand raised.
Yes, please. I'd like just to share with you one advice for our graduate student. Once you are in the area of writing your dissertation, please try to focus on something that could be, by the end, managed to be like a good project or a good business for yourself. we have a lot of theory thesis in the Arab world, and that's usually what we usually do. But can you imagine that you invent an app that will get you extra money, and it will be very beneficial for students or teachers or principals or anybody in the field of education? So be focused on something that could be transferred into either a commerce or something really very useful to be applied here in the Emirates or within the Arab world or internationally. That's my own advice and that's my own belief.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Khalifa. And now I would invite everyone to please go to their respective Zoom links. I have typed it again into the chat box so that you will have more time, a more intimate moment with your specialization faculty members, and really have this more in-depth conversation. So thank you all for being here. I will just stay.
Dr. Mara, the time frame, Dr. Mara, the time frame for the breakout rooms, how much is the time frame do we have?
Around 30 minutes or so, 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay, and then we get Makia, or we
No
just we
more.
go?
You go. Yep.
That is we go.
Yes. If you can also record your breakout sessions, that will be great.
Great. Okay. Thank you very much.
Awesome. All right. Bye, everyone. I will just be here for people who might have missed out on the details and would like to know more.